Another white boy has purchased the doll for a grand total of $14.61, a brand new inflatable black girl sold to 3700 Locust Walk. It cost $3.47 for the shipping and the manhandling. But it costs next to nothing to watch the snorting frat brothers line up in their barnyard living room while the one with the nice smile and the nice parents and the future we all hope is so nice injects his real benevolent tongue between her plastic legs before ramming her face through her synthetic throat so we can fuck her from behind. But that's just Christmas retail therapy, right? Yeah, another white boy has purchased the doll, which means another white boy wakes the dead for the 1000th time tonight. The ghost of Sally Hemings emerges at the foot of my bed in search for her daughter, Beyonce. Take me to what's left of her body, she says. Sally is the color of ocean floor coral. I think she must have died looking this way, a bleached, naked, unremembered thing. When we walk together, we walk in silence because the redundancy of death and bondage buried her quiet. For the past 200 years, she has moved like an entire world that has been starved. When we get to the house, with the 4 white pillars and the white stone, white boy Thomas Jefferson sits looking at this new Monticello, eating his white hand and smiling proud at that American flag in the window, the one which mocks us, inflatable black girls. You see, another white boy has purchased the doll, and on the porch tonight, the ghost of Sally Hemings searches frantically through piles and piles of trash for the body of her daughter. She treats litter like it's precious, like it matters, like it's worth saving, like every black girl that was ever ripped open like cardboard or carcasses and raped and raped and raped and raped and spent the rest of her life calling her rapist master, president, father of her children. Tom, help me. I can't find her, Sally begs. And I can smell the salt swelling in her eyes that used to be eyes. And I can taste the blood pouring from her vagina that used to be a vagina. And I know that for the past 200 years, she has been breaking. But see, Tom can only hear Sally. Tom can't see her now that she is dead and free. See, white boys never really see black girls. History never required them to, unless they can purchase us, unless we are inflatable, unless they can fuck us and fashion it into its own kind of puppetry. See, yeah, another white boy has purchased the doll, and after about a week, we all just so easily forgot. But I demand to know what they did with her body. Is she still being held hostage in the basement of that house, or did they ship her back and try to get a refund? Was she worth less used, or better yet, did they just stuck her in the trash and think nothing of it? And hey, Victoria, why are you so mad anyway? Boys will be boys. They didn't mean it. Seems like white boys can get away with anything these days. Tom, what have your sons done with our daughter? Sally begs and begs and begs. Our daughter, Tom says, repulsed, as if the two words were an abomination. Feces falling from the sky, he's been made to swallow, or worse, the ghost of a 13-year-old black slave, the father of democracy, raped and had to claim our daughter. He plunges his fist farther and farther down his own throat, vomits up the language of all these other dead white folks. Sorry, we didn't mean it. The doll didn't resemble the pop star on the packaging, so sorry. The white boys call this an apology. And Tom, he's just standing there, looking up at them beside that flag, smiling. He's so proud of his countrymen. Meanwhile, Sally, sitting next to the trash, is dying all over again. Her body that used to be a body, Her body that hasn't been the body for the past 200 years. Sally looks at me with her eyes that are no longer eyes, says with her mouth that is no longer a mouth, another white boy has purchased the doll. 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 Another white boy has purchased the doll, and nobody will ever, ever, ever protect you, black girl, and none of these white boys will ever, ever, ever give a shit. And isn't that just so very American?